Meghalaya Pradesh Congress on January the 21st, 2022 observed the 50th years of Meghalaya Statehood Day. The celebration was attended by Congress MDC PNCM, former Congress MLA Saidullah Nongrum, former MLA and Congress MDC Ronnie V. Lingdo, in the presence of Congress members at the Congress Bhavan. While speaking to the media person, Ronnie Villingdo said that the achievement which the state made from its founding days to millennium early days under the visionary of Congress leadership cannot be overlooked.
Jubilee of the statehood of the state of Meghalaya. And I think we are here to acknowledge the contribution of the Congress party, of the Congress leaders, especially late Mrs. Indira Gandhi, in her generosity, in her thought for the welfare of this minuscule community, the Khasi Jaintia Garo community, deemed it fit to give us statehood. And I think the statehood that we got, Meghalaya, the state of Meghalaya, has done tremendous work, has done so much to protect the interest of the people of this minuscule community. Had it not been for our own statehood, I don't know what would have happened 50 years now. On the eve of our 50 years of our statehood, we at the Congress would like to look back in warm retrospection of the events and initiatives that has shaped our state's existence and progress. The first initiative that ensured the preservation of our unique identity was the advent of the 6th schedule of the Constitution, which served the interests of our land and people for 20 years prior to our statehood. Of course, we got statehood 25 years, but then the Constitution came into effect only in 1952. So taking 1952 and 1972, it's about 20 years. And we cannot stress the importance of this very important piece of legislation, the 6th schedule of the Constitution. This important piece of legislation was carved out from the Constitution that came into existence in 1952, and we as citizens benefited greatly. Reverend J.J.M. Nichols Roy was one of the leaders who was instrumental in ensuring the legislation was enacted. Through this, a unique community setup was protected, a Darbar system and grassroots level governance were preserved and continue to flourish till date. The 6th schedule ensured that our land was also not alienated, but also preserved and protected. The inflection point towards our demand for a separate state stemmed out from the dominance that Assam was starting to exert on the socio-political fabric of the indigenous tribal people of the state, which would in turn dilute the unique identity of the population. Through a non-violent movement, the citizens of the state, young and old, came out and raised their voice for a new dispensation and to ensure the rights and the indigenous population is well protected. The leaders of the Hill State movement, along with the people, exerted much pressure in demanding for a Hill State, which subsequently led to the promise made by late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on December 27, 1966, during her visit to Shillong to give the people the right to separate recognition and identity, which eventually led to the creation of our beloved state of Meghalaya in 1972. In these 50 years of our journey as a state, Meghalaya has fared well in many indicators of development. We have come a long way and there's more ground to cover as we forge ahead. The achievements which the state made from its founding days to the early years of the millennium under the visionary leadership of the Congress leaders cannot be overlooked. There is much to celebrate about. The Congress has steadfastly pushed for many projects and affecting many sectors that were instrumental to our progress. The setting up of the first central university in the Northeast, Northeastern Hill University, or popularly known as NIHU, is a testimony of the intention to improve the literacy standing of the state's citizens, especially our young people.